Well, hello there. This is Virtual's Chess Noob, learning and having fun with chess. Welcome to another episode of Quick Wins, and today I've got a game from another Team Australia clubmate. It's Hippocampus D, and they've sent through a very lovely checkmate using the Albin Countergambit. What's the Albin? Well, it comes out of the Queen's Pawn opening. So with the black pieces, white plays 1d4. Queen's Pawn opening. Now, I usually play the Englund Gambit, a little bit unsound, I like it, but another really good gambit is now to play d5, and if white now plays the Queen's Gambit, which is a very good opening for white, and historically I might have played something like the Slav defense. Now, what we can do is immediately strike out in the center. So e5, similar sort of notional concept to Englund Gambit. The idea is that we're now forcing the 1d4 player, and in this case the Queen's Gambit player, down lines where we end up with an open game rather than more closed lines like the Queen's Gambit declined, or potentially things like the Slav or the Semi-Slav defense. Now here, white wants to keep things closed, so knight to c3, and black now captures. They capture back with queen. Now here, notice 1, 2, 3 attackers. So it looks like they're going to capture the pawn. That's fine. We develop, my subscriber develops their knight to c6, attacking the queen. Logically, queen's going to take, queen takes, and now doesn't take. Develop the piece. Let white capture our queen on our terms. So queen captures queen, rook now captures, and let's take stock of what the position is like at the end of move 6. Black has more development. Their rook controls a fully open d-file, really powerful. And in fact, that fully open d-file becomes very important in this game. And just like on page 26 of my book, 50+2 Chess Quick Wins, get your copy on Amazon. One of the tactics is to attack down open center lines, particularly in the opening. It can be a really powerful attack. Now notice that the rook basically creates like a force field, and white's king is actually trapped. It's jammed up against that force field. That becomes very powerful. Black also, of course, has an attack on that pawn, and now white plays the first mistake of this game, which is e3. A logical sort of move, sort of opening up that light square diagonal for the light square bishop to defend that pawn, holding onto that pawn. However, it hems in their bishop. So the best move actually for white was to develop bishop to f4, potentially, we've got an attack on the pawn. They get to counterattack our pawn as well. I think bishop potentially to g5 is okay as well with an attack, and after f6 they sort of move back to that square. So that was their best move, and here black now has a significant advantage, in fact about -3.5. Knight now attacks forward, making use of this very powerful control of the d-file. Knight to b4, basically wanting to now enter the c2 square, which of course comes with an absolute fork of the king and the rook. And more than that, this square cannot be defended by white. King cannot come here or here because of the rook, and similarly the bishop cannot defend that square as well because, it'll basically, that's attacked two ways by black's pieces. Here, again, it's not so clear what is the best move for white. Best move is actually bishop to d2, basically blocking that d-file and having an escape square for the king. Here, white thinks, but they make the wrong move. They play king to e2, not wanting to be subject to check. You can see bishop d2 was the best move. However, now they hang their c-pawn, no longer defended along that light square diagonal. Bishop captures c4 with check. king has only 2 legal moves, back or forward. King moving forward in the field of battle looks wrong, so they put the king back. That's a blunder. Can you see it? It's really, really nice. We now have knight jumps forward to c2 with check, but it's mate because the d-file fully controlled by the rook and also the e2 square controlled by the bishop. Good game, GG.